are brand new. The apron goes on when it's the second half, when it's time to cook or do something fun or just be silly. And I went ahead and put my hair up because nobody wants hair in their special food that we are making. Okay, how many of you are refusing to jump straight into pumpkin spice season? Because what comes first? What comes, and hopefully you all know, what comes before pumpkin spice season, or what's supposed to come before pumpkin spice season? And if you live here in East Tennessee, you know, starting in September, there is a place that's about, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes from here called Carver's. The people at Carver's will be happy to remind you, yes, Melissa, they will be happy to remind you that somehow Starbucks, maybe, I'm not sure who started it, but somebody has been encouraging us to jump ahead to pumpkin spice season. It is not pumpkin spice season yet. It is apple season. So Melissa, Elaine, Lynn, Vicky, you all are all, yep, Anne. See, Anne's not even a pumpkin fan. So she loves apple season. We are in apple season, people, okay? Sarah says, love apple picking. Oh, went last weekend, it was fun. So there's a place near here. Yep, Marianne, exactly right. So there's a place near here called Carver's, and you can go to the apple orchard, you can go to the restaurant, but don't get in trouble. But they have all kinds of apples. It's the best place to go around here. You can sign up for a subscription to the apple truck. And I did that one year. I didn't get a subscription, but I went ahead and ordered 2 bushels of apples, and they're from Michigan, and they brought them down here. Went over and picked them up. Fantastic. If you happen to be here in Knoxville, Pratt's Market is, if you happen to be here in Knoxville, Pratt's Market is celebrating their 100th anniversary, and I took Alyssa in there last week so she could just experience Pratt's, because apparently she'd never been inside. But yeah, Pratt's is celebrating that, and they have, I'm trying to think, 8 or 9 different kinds of apples. So find an apple orchard near you, find an apple grower, find an apple delivery service. Carolou, it is apple season right now, and I will defend apples. You don't have to grow apples there, Lynn. Trust me, there are plenty of services, there are plenty of people bringing them in, there are plenty of places to get apples from, even if you do not grow them in your local area. So Carolou, I will let you get to pumpkin season soon enough, but right now it is apple season, darn it. Okay, I chose 4 different kinds of apples for a recipe that I have made, I'm not exaggerating, 200 times maybe. This is a staple year-round. This is a staple recipe for me year-round, but during apple season, this is, Debbie says she's pumpkin season 24/7. No. But, so I literally have probably made this recipe probably 200 times. It is a staple for me when it's not apple season, but when it is apple season, I'll be making this a lot. Okay, I'll show you what that is in a second, but I want to tell you all about the apples that I chose for this experiment. I mean, I've done this so many times. Okay, so I have 4 different kinds of apples here. The first one that I have is a Honeycrisp, and Honeycrisp apples are were the inspiration for Honeycrisp Apple Company to start. They started their company in 1999. So 1999, Honeycrisp is one of the best crisp apples for an apple crisp. Honeycrisp for an apple crisp. They do stay firm even when they're baked. Honeycrisp has become one of the most popular apples in the world. They are a cross between a Macoun apple and a Honeygold apple from the University of Minnesota. Most kids pick a Honeycrisp if they go to a farm fresh, like where you can get fresh apples. Apparently most kids pick farm fresh Honeycrisp apples as their apple of choice. They can be stored 3 to 4 months in the refrigerator. They'll like 3 to 4 months in the refrigerator. Okay. Okay, so that is a Honeycrisp. Then the next one is a Granny Smith. So the next apple is a Granny Smith. They are also known as a green apple or a sour apple. It is a cultivar that originated in Australia in 1868. These puppies have been around for just a minute. Let's see, 1868 1968 was 100 years, and I'm 57, so they are at least 156 years old. 156 years old. Okay, so they originated again in Australia in 1868. This is named after Maria Ann Smith, who propagated these from just a chance seedling. So the tree is thought to be a hybrid of a European wild apple, and then it domesticated itself, or it crossed with a domesticated apple as the pollinator. So it was just a chance thing. It is hard. If you've never had a Granny Smith apple, they are very firm. It's very firm. Bright green skin, juicy flesh. It's tart. The flavor is very tart and acidic. It stays very firm when it's baked, and it makes it a really popular cooking apple. A lot of people use them in pies where they can be sweetened. My grandmother used to use red apples and Granny Smith apples. She would do half and half in her apple pies. I think because these stayed so firm and gave it just a tiny bit of a tart, but she liked that red color, so she used to combine those. And the apple goes, believe it or not, and I don't guess I've ever seen one, but the Granny Smith apple will go from completely green to yellow if it's overripe. So if you have an overripe Granny Smith apple, it will be yellow. I did not know that until today. And the U.S. Apple Association reported in 2019 that the Granny Smith was the 3rd most popular apple in the United States. Good to know. Okay, so that is a Granny Smith. So that's 2 of the apples that I chose. The next one is a Cosmic Crisp apple. I had not seen these until maybe 3 years ago, and Trader Joe's was the very first place that I saw one, and my sister went crazy for them, and she was like, you've got to go get some of these. So the year that Trader Joe's, to me, the year that I knew about it, the year that I was aware of a Cosmic Crisp apple, I went to Trader Joe's and bought a bag, ate it all, ate that whole bag, went back to Trader Joe's, got another bag, posted it on Facebook, and I'm pretty sure I sold Trader Joe's out of Cosmic Crisp apples. But this is the remarkable result of 20 years of study and research by Washington State University's world-class, apparently Washington State University has a world-class fruit breeding program. Who knew? Who knew? Fruit breeding program. This is classically bred and grown in Washington State. Cool. Cosmic Crisp is a cross between the Enterprise apple, never heard of it, and a Honey Crisp. So Cosmic Crisp, look how huge it is. So Cosmic Crisp is a cross between a Honey Crisp and an Enterprise apple, and I've never heard of an Enterprise apple, but they are obviously big and juicy. They're red. It's perfectly balanced flavor. It's got a firm texture. It's ideal for snacking, cooking, baking, entertaining. The striking color and shape, I mean, because look at it, it's huge. The Cosmic Crisp apple shines in fresh decor like wreaths, floral arrangements, and tablescapes. Can you tell that I copied that from the Cosmic Crisp website? Yeah, that is marketing 101 right there. But I do want to point out, this is non-genetically modified. So this is not a genetically modified organism. That was my first thought when I was researching for tonight, and I thought, oh no, the Cosmic Crisp, wait, what? I don't know, I just had this sinking feeling that it was going to be genetically modified. It is not. It's just a cross-pollination, of things that God already put on the earth anyway. So, Cosmic Crisp. Okay, that's the 3rd one that I chose. And then the 4th one that I chose is a Crips Pink, and I want you to notice how long and not so round the Crips Pink is. So it's taller and not so big around. I mean, look what it compares to the short and stubby Cosmic Crisp. The Granny Smith is more of what I would consider to be a classic apple shape. And then the Honey Crisp, of course, are always squat. They're kind of squat and round. So the Crips Pink is more long and a little more narrow. But Crips Pink is a cultivar it's a cultivar apple, so it's several cultivars sold this under the trademark name Pink Lady. So I thought, the first time I saw Crips Pink, I thought it was something new, because I had purchased Pink Lady before and I thought it was something new. But so several apple cultivars, like I guess they've got orchards and things like that, they market this, they sold this under the trademark name of Pink Lady. It was originally bred by John Cripps, though, Crips at the Western Australia Department of Agriculture. So Australia is the creator of 2 of the apples that we're trying tonight. They said the result is a combination of, it was a cross between Australian apple, the Lady Williams apple in Australia, and a Golden Delicious. And I can tell you, I do not eat Golden Delicious because they are not firm. They're not firm. These are firmer. Crips Pink is firm. So the result, a firm, long storing property. So it had a lack of storage scald like Golden Delicious. I don't know what that means. What is storage scald? Does anybody know what that is? Okay, so registration of the Pink Lady trademark in Australia, though, has been a challenging process because the apple is primarily known by the industry name, which is Pink Lady, a publicly trademarked name, Pink Lady, rather than its cultivar name, which is Crips Pink. So Crips Pink is actually Pink Lady. Pink Lady apples, or that's just the registered trademark name. Crips Pink is the cultivar name. So the cultivar was John Cripps. He named it Crips Pink. Okay, that is the 4 apples that we are choosing. Now, what are we doing with them? I made baked apples. How much easier could life be than to make baked apples? Okay, so I already pre-prepared these because we did not have 40 minutes for me to make apples that make themselves. The time is the only, is the only thing. Each of these apples obviously was washed before I used them. We are using an OXO apple corer. These, I'll post a link to Amazon. I think these are like $9.99 on Amazon right now, and these are like OXO brand, OXO, highly rated, like 4,000 4 to 5 star ratings. So it does have, if you can see that, it has a serrated tip. If you get a cheap apple corer, it's just flat, and you're going to spend half your life trying to core through your apple. So I like the OXO brand because it's a good size. I mean, look how it fits in my hand. It does have just a few of these little ridgy things to keep, like when you're coring, and I'm not going to core these because I'm not ready for these tonight, but when you stick it in there, you stick it where the core is going to be, fitting in your hand, having the little ridges, having the little spiky teeth up top, and having these little ridges. That's going to help you. So you're going to twist it and do that. Okay, so you need an apple corer for what we're going to do. Then you also need, you can either use your stove or you can use an air fryer. I use the air fryer. And the way I make these, this recipe is already on the blog. It's already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. This recipe's been on there, gosh, probably since the beginning of IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. I make these that often. Gosh, they smell good. Whew. So if you are not celebrating apple season with me, you are missing out. This smells so much better than pumpkin spice ever could. Okay, sorry pumpkin spice people, I like it too, but man, they smell good. Okay, so again, this recipe is on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. Just search baked apple or baked, and it will come up. It might take you a minute if you don't put in the whole baked apple. So stinking easy. You take an apple, whatever your apple of choice is, you wash it first, then you're going to core the center of it out. Where are my tongs? You're going to core the center out of it like this, just like that. So you're going to core the center out. Then you are going to spray it, put it in some air fryer safe dish. I use these were like cake pans that came with my air fryer, and then you can spray it with any nonstick spray. I personally like the coconut spray from Trader Joe's, or this ghee, that the sprayable ghee, nonstick spray ghee that Debbie turned me onto. Works very well. Also, just lightly spray both of them. I use Truvia for the sweetener. I sprinkle a little bit on top. And again, this recipe is on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. You can print it off, look at it. So I'm going to talk fast because I've left us with only 12 minutes. But I use Truvia baking blend, and I either like the kind that has stevia or monk fruit because they both bake well. So I sprinkle some of that on there. And then, of course, you have to have cinnamon. Doesn't matter what the brand is, but you have to have some cinnamon. So core the whole, put it in whatever your air fryer safe baking dish is. Add 2 tablespoons of water to the bottom because it's going to steam it. It's going to steam it a little bit while you're cooking it. So you're going to add the water to your baking dish if you use a crock or whatever, not in the bottom of the air fryer. So to the baking dish, 2 to 4 apples. I had to do 2 and 2 because these were so big. But 2 to 4 apples, wash them, core a hole, spray them with some nonstick spray, add a little bit of your favorite non or like calorie free 0 point or low point sweetener. And yes, Sarah, you can definitely do it in an oven. Don't know how long it takes. Sorry, I'll have to look that up. That actually may be on the If You Have an Egg recipe. I may have in there how long to bake in an oven, but you can start them just like this and then just put them in whatever your favorite bakeware is. Okay, in the air fryer, it is 260 degrees for 20 minutes. Okay, 260 degrees for 20 minutes, because what you're going for is a baked apple. You're not going for mush. You're not going for applesauce. It's a baked apple. So the first one that we're going to try, and we're just going to slice these and try them. I already know what this one tastes like because this is one that I use all the time. So this first one is a Honeycrisp. So this is what the Honeycrisp looks like when it comes, and they're not hot anymore. I don't know why I'm using the tongs, but this is what the Honeycrisp looks like when it comes out of the air fryer. If you want to, while you're doing this, you can go ahead and add something like if you wanted some, some granola, or if you wanted some nuts or something like that, on there. These are also really, really good. Like I bought a whole bunch of vanilla yogurt today because baked apples are fantastic with vanilla yogurt. So you can see it is still I hope you could hear it. It's still a very firm apple, even though that it has been baked for 20 minutes on 260 degrees in the air fryer. So this is the Honeycrisp. I love, love, love apple season. So still just a little bit firm. You can cook it for a little bit longer if you want it to be less firm. That's the way I like mine. That's the way I like my baked apples. I don't want them to turn to mush when I cut them apart. And I love them with vanilla yogurt, like with non-fat vanilla, just flavored vanilla yogurt. Which the vanilla yogurt I use is 2 points, but it's 0 points for the apple. Oh my gosh! And if you sprinkle just a little bit of granola on top, so good. Okay. The next one is the Granny Smith. So you can see that the cooked Granny Smith, still a tinge of green. It's not quite as green as it was, but there is still a twinge of green. This is what the inside of it looks like. Also, do not toss out the little bit of juice that's going to be in the bottom when you get done. That over the top of your yogurt, or if you have enough points to splurge on a little bit of ice cream or something. That little bit of juice that's in the bottom, so good. It's so good. Here, let's just dip it in that little bit of juice, because that's literally is just the leftover water with the little bit of apple juice that's dripped in here, and that little bit of, this one is Truvia with monk fruit, and some cinnamon. So the Granny Smith is still tart, and it's just a little bit more firm. That's so good. So good, I have to lick my fingers. I absolutely cannot let that go to waste. Okay. So if you like a good tart apple, that is gonna be a good one for you. Okay, and what was finishing when we started the chat, about maybe 10-15 minutes into the chat, the last two, and again, you can cook 4 at the same time. These were just so big. The apples were so big that I had to cook them in two separate things. The next one is going to be the Cosmic Crisp, and remember, it was this giant one. I'm going to say the Cosmic Crisp is so big. If I was just doing Cosmic Crisp, I probably would have cooked them just a little bit longer because this is huge. This apple is absolutely huge, and it's still very warm because it just finished. So without burning myself, I will show you that's what the inside of the Cosmic Crisp looks like. This kitchen smells so dang good. It smells fantastically good. Like, I almost can't wait to come back in the morning and eat my yogurt, you know, with this oatmeal. This would be so good in oatmeal. The Cosmic Crisp could have used maybe 3 or 4 extra minutes, just because of the size of the apple. So maybe, and I got a little crispy bit of sugar. It's monk fruit, and let's see, it's this Trivia Sweet Complete, and it's got monk fruit in it. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, I don't know, that one so far, it's probably my favorite. Okay, and then this one is the Crips Pink. And you can see all of them are just a slightly lighter shade than what they were, but they all still look, you know, really pretty. They all still look appetizing. I make these a lot for holidays, you know, like Thanksgiving. If it's my turn to bring something, you know, I'll make a big thing of, you know, of the baked apples, but I'll put some granola or something or some nuts on top or whatever, because the civilians go crazy for them and they have no idea that they're actually really good for you. So that's what the inside of the Crips Pink looks like. I wish y'all could smell this. We've got to figure out a way. Hey, AI, figure out a way to make smell-o-vision so people can see this, or can smell this. I mean, smell. Let me get just a little bit of the juice out of the bottom there. The Crips Pink is good. It's not my favorite. Okay, so since I've only left us with 5 minutes, I'm gonna say in order of how I like them baked. So I already knew how a Honeycrisp was gonna taste because that's what I normally make in my baked apples. I'm gonna say in order, yeah, they are civilians, you know, you have to trick them sometimes into eating things. So in order of my favorite to still good, so don't panic, but favorite for this recipe, the Cosmic Crisp, hands down. I don't think I had ever used a Cosmic Crisp in my baked apple recipe, which again is on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. This is by far the winner. That was really, really good. I think if I could have let it cook for just a couple of more minutes, it would have been perfect. Second favorite, my old standby, the Honeycrisp. Third favorite is the Granny Smith. And last, like, I'll probably just save this one and eat it. That was the Crips Pink was a little lackluster as a baked apple. So, okay, so we've got Cosmic Crisp, Honeycrisp, Granny Smith, and a way far in the fourth, like probably we'll just eat this one, is the Cosmic Crisp. So, there you have it. I hope you all can find some of these in your area, and I hope you all will check out that recipe. Again, it's on www.ifyouhaveanegg.com. It'll tell you how to make it, and you can make it in the air fryer. If you don't have an air fryer, I feel like it would be really easy to transfer it to a baked in the oven recipe. But I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you all have a fantastic 2 weeks, because I will not be back. I will not be back next week because of because of Bo's birthday. Wait, Kim says now she has to go buy some Honeycrisp apples to bake. Yeah, you really seriously do. And you can freeze them. You don't have to make them, but they're so easy. They like bake themselves. Yeah, totally easy. Anyway, I will not see you on it this coming Sunday. I will see you the next Sunday Yeah, in 2 weeks, and we will have so much fun at Bo's birthday. I know, because she is just wild and she just has fun doing whatever. She really doesn't care. Like, she could care less what we're doing for her birthday. Alyssa would have it planned down to the second and would be like her mother, making color-coded charts of everything we're gonna do. Bo's just like, woo, people, let's go. Anyway, I'll see you all in a couple of weeks. I hope you have a great couple of weeks. If you are watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and let that next video roll over. I promise you will enjoy it. Go ahead and click that subscribe button and then hit the little bell so that you'll know when our next video is published. But y'all have a fantastic week. I can't wait to eat all these with the yogurt that I bought today. But y'all have a great week, and I will see you next time. Good night.